All right, hello everyone, it's silverkyle, and today we're going to be unboxing Final Fantasy IX on the Nintendo Switch. And this right here is one of my favorite games of all time. I love this game, and I cannot praise it enough. I think that this is the best Final Fantasy ever released. The characters, the gameplay, everything, the setting. This is my childhood. I bought this game 5 times, I believe. I have the original on PlayStation 1. And I loved it. I beat it. My brother enjoyed playing this game. We would basically go back and forth between watching each other play the game. We would take turns, and like he would have his own file, I would have my own file. It's just an incredible game. I bought it. I believe I bought it on the PS3 digitally, the PS4 digitally, and on the Nintendo Switch. So I have this version already on the Switch digitally. But having a physical release to me is holding a piece of my childhood once again on my favorite console of all time, which is the Switch. Being able to play this in handheld with the HD graphics, like it's just, you know, well, I mean, it's still the old game, but it's just now in HD, right? It's not like a remake or anything like that. And that's all I want. It's the exact same game with some additional features and quality of life features that we'll get into. But I just love that Square Enix is really pushing forward with putting out games on the Switch and these old games and giving them physical releases. Like we also had recently the Final Fantasy VII and Final Fantasy VIII Remastered Twin Pack. I recently ordered the Final Fantasy X and X-2 and Final Fantasy XII on the Switch. I just love that they're going back and making physical copies of these games. That the collector in me is so happy. So we're going to look at, obviously, the cover art here and just do a comparison of, we can take this away. The original one, PlayStation versus Switch. I would probably say that I do like this version more, but here you can see every character. We should also probably take it out of the packaging because the colors will pop more. So let's do that. That's a little bit better. Still love this. It's on the side. It's a little bit different, and it changes things up a bit. I also I know this is about the Switch, but I love the chunky PlayStation 1 RPGs that have 4 discs, or 3 discs, and they had to, have this extra double the size of a PlayStation 1 game. I love that kind of stuff. But anyway. Vivi is the best Final Fantasy character ever. I absolutely love him. He's one of the main reasons why I like this game. But even without him, I would just absolutely love it. Medieval fantasy, turn-based, and the main character is actually much more happy than a lot of characters that they were kind of producing back then. I still enjoy, like Cloud and even Squall to an extent, because Final Fantasy was my first RPG that I ever played, so I kind of have a special place in my heart for that game. But Zidane is just so positive that I don't know. There's something very attractive about his character that makes you want to keep playing and just having this very positive outlook on life, even with everything going on. And Vivi's arc, oh man. So additional features that they have is there's 7 game boosters, including the high speed and no encounter modes. High speed to me in games like this, so you can kind of just, grind at a much faster pace, is exactly what they needed to do for this. The quality of life features in this is excellent. Obviously, autosave, high definition movies and character models. So the static backgrounds are still kind of exactly like they were before. And I love static backgrounds. I think that's what attracts me so much to these games, because I grew up with them. Obviously, 1 player, and you can have the Pro Controller as well. And one of the biggest features is being able to play on the handheld mode. And nothing, I mean, I wish that we had more than just this. Obviously, I would love a manual, but just art on the background, I think, from the game would have been really fun, in my opinion. But still extremely happy that they've released a physical copy of Final Fantasy IX on the Nintendo Switch. This is a game that I would love to revisit at some point in a sequel, or even just a spin-off with Vivi. To me, if they really delve into that character and what he went through specifically in the first disc, when they end up seeing where he was made, man, so much there. Such a good character. And I just absolutely love this game. So if you have not tried it, you don't necessarily maybe need to get the physical copy of the game, but it is available, I think, on PlayStation 4, Xbox One, and the Switch digitally for like $10 or something like, or maybe $10 to $15, depending. They do have sales every once in a while. And to me, it is totally worth it. So thank you all for watching. You have been bearded in. Beardage.